Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. My name's Dave and I'm a UK reseller on eBay. Now today I'm going to show you some of the tools and some of the products that I use for cleaning shoes, and later on in the video I'll show you my process of cleaning the shoes that I've got. Now I'm sure many of you have heard of the dreaded death pile. Well, I've got a death pile too, and I think any shoe reseller will end up in the same position. I'll go to a car boot sale, I'll buy a job lot of shoes, and you always seem to target the cleanest shoes first to get them out of the way and get them on eBay, and the dirty shoes tend to get put to one side. You go out, you buy more shoes and the same happens, and then you get a lot of dirty pairs of shoes that all mount up. So yeah, I've got a bit of a death pile. Yeah, so in order to combat the death pile, I've stopped buying shoes now for a couple of days, and I'm going to get through that death pile and start cleaning them up and getting them ready to list on eBay. So first of all, I'll show you some of the products and some of the tools that I use for cleaning shoes, and let's take a look. As you can see, there's quite a lot of tools and products there, and it's surprising what you need. You sort of start off selling shoes and then you think, oh, that doesn't work, I need something else, and all of a sudden you've got loads of kit. Well, let me just run through a few things. Now, first of all, the cleaning products, I mean, just simple products like polish, just squirty polish, because not all shoes are leather. And you might just need to just give them a quick polish over just to tidy the top surface up. This is one that a lot of people don't think about, is isopropyl alcohol. Now I use this, it's good for getting marks off patent leather. A little bit of isopropyl alcohol will get scuffs off. I found it to work for me, worth trying. Sticky label remover. Now obviously a lot of shoes have got sticky labels on, especially if you buy them from the charity shop or somewhere like that. So a tin of sticky label remover, it's your best friend. Suede cleaner. Now this is a foam cleaner and it works really well on suede, but this needs to be used in conjunction with a couple of things. This little tool is for suede. Now it's got, it's almost like a little nylon and metal, like a little wire brush, but it's not as stiff as like a wire brush that you'd have in a workshop. The other side is rubber, so it's got rubber, and then it's got some little edges that are good for getting into little nooks and crannies. But yeah, fantastic for suede boots or shoes or whatever. I said a couple of things, didn't I? An ordinary clothes brush. Now you can find these everywhere in the charity shops, old sets of clothes brushes and things like that. So yeah, pick them up because they're really handy, not just for clothes, but they're great for brushing down, especially suede shoes or something like that, just to get all the bits off first, and then you can tidy the suede up with something like that. Now, shoe brushes. Now there's lots of different colours of polish, so I tend to mark my shoe brushes, for example, brown on, brown off, black on, a black off. Simply because if you keep them separate, then you're not going to get any problems. You don't want to be putting a brush that you've had black polish on onto a lighter coloured shoe. So always mark your brushes up because you're dealing with lots of different coloured shoes. When you're cleaning shoes, obviously a pair of gloves. Make sure you protect your hands. You don't know where the shoes have been. I'm sure you're aware that when you're walking down the road, could be anything on the road, so you know you don't want to be getting that sort of stuff on your hands. So always wear a pair of rubber gloves when you're cleaning shoes. That way you won't become poorly. Now I've got a more heavier duty brush here. This is more for like boots, or boots with a chunky bottom or something like that. If you're struggling to get into the grips to sort of clean the soles, then always handy. What else have we got here? A lighter. Now a lighter, again, is your favourite friend. Obviously you're talking of a live flame, so if you're not competent at using a live flame, don't do it, but this is very handy. Sometimes you get shoes that have got a little bit of cotton sticking out or something like that, and in most cases you can get, which is another tool, a nice pair of sharp scissors and just snip it off flush so it's not sort of sticking out and looks bad. But sometimes you might get a break in the cotton, so you don't really want to be having it that the shoe's coming undone. So the lighter, I'll see if I can find a pair of shoes to show you, but I can do it to demonstrate. Okay, I found a pair of boots. It's just got a little bit, I don't know whether you can even see it or not, but can you see that little bit of cotton sticking up there? Well, although it's not doing any harm, and to be honest with this one I could probably just snip that off, but let me just show you what the lighter does. Now obviously you hold the, let me see if I can get it right on the camera there for you. You hold the lighter so that it's not going to burn the boot, obviously, but then you just bring it towards the edge of the cotton and boom. What it does is it melts the cotton, and if it's a long piece of cotton it sometimes sets fire to it, but it'll go out because it burns down to the boot and goes out. But what it does more than anything is, if you cut a piece of cotton, it's still just a piece of cotton and it could pull through a hole. When you do it with a lighter, it melts the end of the cotton, so it puts a bobble, if you like, on the end of the cotton, so it stops it pulling through the hole. So what, you're not only getting rid of the cotton, you're also getting rid of the problem where it could pull through and then undo some stitching. So yeah, good tool. Okay, so I think, have I gone through pretty much everything? Obviously I've got some like Dettol wipes and things like that, because that's just to wipe down the insoles and inside the shoe, just so there's obviously no bacteria or anything like that in a shoe when you sell it. It's always a nice thing to do, so I use those. I also use some Dettol spray, again just to spray on the inside of the shoe, and then it's sanitized, and you know that you're sending a shoe out to a customer that is pretty much spot on. So that's that. Just another quick tool is the drill with the brush. Now sometimes you might get a pair of boots that have got a really chunky sole and they're caked with mud or whatever, so you'll bang the mud out, and it might be difficult to get them with sort of normal brushes. So a drill with a brush on the end, and it'll work its way into the sole and pull that dirt out and leave you with some nice clean soles. So that's a handy tool. I tend to use that outside or in the garage by the doorway if it's raining, but don't use it very often, but sometimes it's really useful, so worth bearing in mind. That's about it, I think, for tools. I mean, as far as cleaning stuff goes, I mean, I've got loads of it. Spare laces, polishes, just the general normal things. But another quick tip as well, permanent markers. The old Sharpie, different colours, black. You might get a black shoe, you can see a little white spot, but a permanent marker, just a little dot, and it's not. It's just makes it invisible. It's gone, and it doesn't obviously detract from the shoe, because the shoe still looks nice, as long as obviously the top layer isn't pulled apart or anything. But if it's just literally a speck, then that's a good little tool. And the same with the different colours. You might get it on a heel, where you've got a heel, because heels tend to get scuffed quite a lot, and if it actually breaks the surface, just a little dot here and there, and it just tidies them up. Polish them up after. Perfect. Another one, especially for heels, is those. Now these are wood touch-up markers. Again, permanent markers, but they're in wood colour. So you can get a dark wood, light wood, medium wood, and again, perfect for wooden heels or something like that. If you've got a nasty little ding in them or something like that that stands out, you can just colour it in with those, and they look perfect. Give them a good polish, nobody's the wiser. So that's some of the tools that I use. Right, let's move on, and I'll show you me cleaning some shoes. Okay, I'm back. Right, now cleaning shoes in general, most shoes need cleaning. Obviously they need scrubbing, especially trainers that are pretty dirty. You don't want to be listing them looking like that, so we do them pretty much in the sink. Now there's a couple of products I didn't show you a minute ago which I use all the time, and I fully recommend it. Good old Fairy Liquid, or a good quality dish soap, and Vanish. Now it's Vanish in the UK. I think it's called something else over in the US, but it's basically powder granules, and it's for using with clothing normally, and it's for whitening, and it's bleach free, which is the most important thing, and it's perfect for shoes. I've tried it along with good old dish soap, and it works a treat. So I'm just going to put some water in the sink. I'm going to put 1 scoop of this, a couple of good squirts of that into the water, lather it up, and then we get scrubbing the shoes. Okay, I've got my gloves on, ready to rumble. Right, now what I use to clean the shoes with is one of those. It's basically a dish scourer, but you can get 2 different types. You can get that type, which has got a green back on it, and that type which has got a white back on it. Don't use the green ones, they will scratch the shoes. Use the white one, they're anti-scratch. Okay, the pair of shoes I'm going to be cleaning is these. Obviously you can see the bottoms are dirty, the sides are dirty, and basically they're just dirty. They're a suede top, so we've got to be a little bit careful with these. Okay, so we've got our lathered up water, we've got our sponge, we've got a toothbrush, because toothbrush is handy, and I'm basically going to put the product onto the sole of the shoe so that the product starts working and lifting the dirt. Now these are a suede shoe, so you've got to be a little bit careful with them, but they've got to be cleaned, and that's all there is to it. So we get the product all the way around the outer sole first, keeping the shoe facing downwards so anything that runs off doesn't run onto the suede, it runs into the sink. Just let that do its job. So once you've got all the way around the outside of the sole with some product on, just leave that then and concentrate on the bottoms. So we'll get some product onto the bottom. and let that lift the dirt. If you get too many soap suds, obviously you can just wring that out and just go around the edge and get that into there. These particular drainers have got like little knobbly bits, so I'm going to use the toothbrush to get in there because the sponge is not working as it should. If it was a smooth sided sole, then it would be easier, but it's not, so get the toothbrush and I'll speed this process up so you're not bored watching me cleaning shoes, and we'll see what the end result is. Okay, I didn't choose the best shoes to clean, but there you go. That's why they ended up in the death pile, because they looked like they were going to be difficult to clean, so that's how the death pile builds up. But unfortunately these have got ink or paint stains on the bottom, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get those off, but they still look they're okay for they're a lot better than they were, but yeah, I can't get that ink off. I've had a right good go at that, but there's nothing much I can do about that. So it was a bad pair of shoes for me to demonstrate with. I'm gutted. Never mind. Oh dear, is there anything else? Oh, I got hundreds of pairs of shoes and I had to choose the one that was going to mess me about. But anyway, yeah, so they're okay. They'll be presentable enough. You shouldn't always be too worried about the undersole anyway. I mean, somebody buying a second-hand pair of shoes isn't going to expect the bottoms to look brand new. I try to get them to look brand new if I can, but if you can't, well, you know, they are what they are. There's nothing you can do about that. Obviously, there's lots of different methods for different types. There's boots, there's polishing, gents shoes, but it's going to be too long a video for me to do all different types of shoes, but I just wanted to show you the materials that I use, and yeah, just get rid of the death pile. I'm going to try and get rid of mine. So, oh god, I'm not looking forward to that at all. But it's got to go down. I've got to get that death pile down. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, whether my shoes went right or not, but yeah, it'll be what it'll be. The fun of eBaying, eh? Right, we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.